Good evening, everybody. I'm Jim Powers, and we have our final post-game press conference with the great folks from Truman State. They lost to Flagler in a great basketball game tonight, 70-69, and their great student athlete, Cade McKnight, joins us. And, Cade, what an unbelievable performance by you tonight. But, unfortunately, you guys fall just a little bit short. Talk a little bit about the game. Talk a little bit about what was said, after the game. We were just talking about that here a few moments ago.
I thought it was just kind of how an elite game, how did you expect it to go? Lots of runs. I think we were up 10 at one point, and then they kind of got hot, got up 5 or 6, and we kind of fought back. But, like we said in the locker room, it's like our new standard here, something to build on, continue going forward. And I love every one of my teammates. It's not the ending we wanted, but, it doesn't change that, this is a special season for us.
Question from Austin Miller. What did you make up the second half after you guys won up 11 early, and then Flagler, kind of made that push to get the lead, briefly, and then went back and forth?
Yeah, we knew. I think coach said at half they shot 1 for 9 from 3 in the first half. So we know they're a better shooting team than that. They're going to make some shots, but you just try to weather the runs. I think we did a pretty good job. You foul a 38% free throw shooter at the end, and he makes 2. So we made the smart play, and you live with the percentages, but just kind of didn't go the way we wanted at the end.
How'd you feel shooting tonight, especially from 3, and the way you came out of the gate? I mean, I've seen you play in the league. I mean, coming out of the gate, and I think it was 25 of the team's first 32 points. Talk about that, and talk about, the shooting tonight, especially from beyond the arc.
Yeah, I kind of had the hot hand tonight, and, shooting from the outside is something I've really tried to add to my game over, my 3 years here. And, tonight was just, seemed to be going in. I just kind of felt like we needed a little bit of a push in the first half. Other people's shots kind of weren't falling. So just trying to give us a chance in the first half, and, just felt good tonight.
You got some great guys that you've been playing with for the last couple of years, especially the seniors. Talk a little bit about those guys and just how cool it's been to take Truman to the next level and to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, just, I love every one of those guys. From where we started, with Coach Horner's first year, 15 and 16, and then, working up to last year winning the conference championship, and then this year getting to the Elite Eight. We've really built this program up, getting to the first Elite Eight in over 2 decades. So, we have a lot to be proud of, and I love every single one of those guys.
What do you take away from the season after not getting the opportunity last year? And obviously, with COVID and all that stuff, you guys weren't able to make the run here. But what's your takeaway from this season?
It's just kind of been a whirlwind of a season. It seems like it's gone quick, but also at the same time, it's been 7 months, with all the COVID things. And the reality is, potentially have 4 starters back next year. You lose Turner and a little bit of bench depth, but, the core group of guys is back. I think we can get back here again next year. The work it takes. We know what we have to do every single day. So I think that's, the goal and the standard going forward.
No doubt about it. Well, we have no more questions for you, Cade. Cade, what a terrific season for you guys. Great game by you, and always a pleasure watching you play, man.
I appreciate it, Jim. Have a good one.
No problem. Thank you. Cade McKnight joins us, and now we'll have head coach Jeff Horner step in.
About this water.
Yeah.
Coach, how are you, man?
I've been better.
Let's talk a little bit about, first give us an opening, a couple comments just about the game in general, how everything, kind of went on both sides of how this, it was a great game. It was one of those terrific college basketball games you love to watch.
Yeah, it's just obviously extremely tough for our guys. It's a great group of guys, and obviously not haven't won a tournament game, since 1999, that type of thing, and then obviously making it to the Elite Eight. Like Cade said, hopefully this is the standard moving forward for the program. I know I want that. I know our guys want that. But, the thing about them is they just do it the right way. And, that's what I'm most proud of them about. Sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way. And I think that's, something that our guys can take, later on in life, those types of things. But like I said, they do everything the right way. And our team chemistry is something to take back. These guys will look back 30 years from now and they'll all be still really good friends. And that's what means the most in my opinion.
Let's start at the beginning, and then we'll work our way through towards the end. I mean, number one, Cade scores. I think it was 25 out of your first 32. Was that by design, or is that just Cade being Cade and just having an act to knock down shots and find ways to get to the basket?
Yeah, I think, we starting off the game, we weren't, obviously we want to get him involved, that type of thing. But then, obviously he got hot. We just started going to him, almost every time down. And so, obviously when you got a player that's doing that type of thing, and, I think the, country kind of saw, what he can be night in and night out. He's such an unselfish kid that, it's interesting. He wins the GLBC Player of the Year, averages 17 points and 5 rebounds. Some people would think, well, those aren't, eye-popping numbers, I guess you could say. But in the same sense, he's a big reason why we win. And, I was just happy that, people gave that to him, and I think they, a big piece of winning is the most important thing. And, obviously Cade got going and we just kept going back to him, and I thought he was really good. And, has 13 rebounds, which I think was, awesome for him. Usually, he doesn't rebound like that, but he was going after it. And, I know his hip got, pretty tight as well. So he was, toughing through that. But, in the end, it was just a tough game. Things didn't fall the way we wanted it to fall. And, I just, you just kind of look at all the other numbers from our guys shooting wise. And, I think if we could have just had one more guy, maybe have a really good night, I think maybe the tide turns a little bit.
What was the design for that last play on the inbounds? And it was almost, and for those that watched the regional championship game, almost same identical situation. But obviously everybody thinks you're going to Cade. What was your play? What did you want to go with at that moment?
Yeah, we were bringing Turner up, and then we were going to have him come over, have Mason Miller set a cross screen, and then we were hoping that they would jump to it, and then we were going to throw a lob to Cade on the same side that he was on, and have Mason flip the screen. And Cade felt that he didn't have that, and so he kind of flashed, and then obviously Turner felt it was time for him to make a play, and so ball was supposed to go to Cade. Probably that's on me. I should have drawn up a better play, to get him the ball. And, I just missed on that. And that, that was my bad. And, but, our guys did everything to try to run it, and, just didn't go our way.
Austin Miller has a question. What changed with guarding Lottie in the second half?
Nothing really, other than, our best defender started picking up fouls all of a sudden. So yeah, that's kind of where that is on that. And then obviously we have to change somebody and have someone else guard him. And, that's kind of when he was able to, get off a little bit and had a really good second half. He's a really good player. We were just trying to make him earn everything he got. And, I thought we did that, but, again, he's such a really good player. He made tough shots. But, the thing you look at is, Ellis kid has 17 points. They just, he made some tough plays down the stretch. He was able to get in the lane and do that type of thing. And so, like I said, we just, I think if we just shoot the ball a little bit better, I think maybe, we turn it around a little bit.
Austin has a question, and it's actually leading me into the next question. Turner gets the final shot at the end, and he's someone well, not going to be back next year. What has he brought, and talk about the other seniors, because this is a great group that has helped raise the bar of Truman State men's basketball over the last couple of years.
Not a lot of people that aren't from Truman or from Iowa, don't know that I've known Turner since he was in 7th grade. He still looks the same. So, he's that kid that walks on the floor and people think to themselves, who's this kid, and then he goes out and does his thing. And, he's just a tough leader that I'm going to miss coaching him. He's my favorite player that I've ever coached. And I've got to coach some really special ones. And, but in the end, he's just a better person. And, that's going to take him further than any bouncing basketball. Other seniors, a guy like Alex McQuinn, breaks his leg 3 years ago after a skid loader, came on him and ran him over. Thought he was going to lose his leg. And he continued to just keep on battling back. And, it just seems everyone, he just had problems with that leg for the last 2 years. And every time it seemed like he was getting healthy, something else happened, but, like I said, again, he's a great kid that's going to do a lot of big things in life. And I'm just so proud of, the person that he is. Then you got a guy like Mark Rogers, who maybe played some more minutes for us last year and didn't play as many minutes this year, but came to practice every single day, worked his tail off. Again, great kid, that I know will be, successful in the future. And then we have a, kid, Jake Messer. Not a lot of people know because, he's one of those guys that didn't get a lot of playing time. And, but he came every single day to practice. He was on the scout team. He always came prepared and ready to run through stuff. And, those are just the type of people that, we want in our program that, maybe don't need the limelight, type of thing, but guys that know their role. And, I think this group probably, this group really, just showed that throughout the whole time. They didn't care, who got the ball in the end. They didn't care who was scoring the points. They just wanted to win. And, that's what I'm most proud of them for.
Jeff, it was a great run for you guys. Hated to see it end tonight. But, congratulations on just an unbelievable season. And, there's a good group coming back for you. I know that for a fact, and this may not be the last time we see you at the Elite Eight.
We'll be back. I promise.
No doubt. Thanks so much for your time, Coach. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Head coach Jeff Horner joins us, and that'll wrap up our press conferences for today. Once again, the schedule for tomorrow in the 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central game, it'll be West Texas taking on Lincoln Memorial, and then in the nightcap at 9:45 Eastern and 8:45 Central, Northwest Missouri State and Flagler. Thank you so much for tuning in to all of our press conferences today, and we will see you tomorrow once again for the Elite Eight.